Good day. This is a presentation about the OECD. That stands for the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. This is an international organization that ensures business integrity by regulating global trading in areas of taxation and other compliance. I will outline the history of the organization, its vision, the membership, objectives, and how these objectives are accomplished based on the structure of the organization. As a conclusion, I will give examples outlining how the OECD practically influences the international business context. To start with, the history. This originated in 1948 as the Organization for European Economic Cooperation. This was initiated to implement the Marshall Plan, an aid program post-World War II. The goal was to stimulate economic development and to facilitate world trade in an international framework. Its vision is to have a more effective and inclusive global policy that promotes economic labor markets and sustainable development. Its membership has expanded from the original 20 countries to up to 39 countries, with the diversification from being not only European-oriented to having a global network of member countries with varying levels of development. Some examples are Australia, Austria, France, the United Kingdom, the United States of America, Belgium, Brazil, and Iceland. The head office is in Luxembourg Palace in Paris. The importance is evident in the members being 80% of the world's trade and investment. The organization is funded by both voluntary and compulsory contributions based on a formula taking into account the economic size of the particular country. For instance, the United States of America contributed 21% of the 370 million euro in the 2016 financial year. Member countries are encouraged to have their domestic tax regulations in line with the commonly agreed objectives of the organization. Objectives. Its objectives include using the broad range of information to aid in economic growth and physical stability. Production of reports, books, reference material, and other publication of statistics, all working to achieve global sustainable economic growth and development. These objectives are accomplished by sharing information and learning from each other, seeking consultation in ways to solve problems using universal solutions. This improves global policies and ideals coupled with regulations that ensure adherence by all members, not just some. Poverty reduction by empowering developing countries to own their future and foster prosperity. Deter potential abuse of the differences in tax law between the countries. The objectives also ensures economic benefits are distributed fairly. The structure. There are three components to the OECD. There is the Council, the committees, and the Secretariat. The Council meets annually and it oversees and ensures strategic direction in the decision-making process. The committees, secondly, are the specialized teams of member country representatives dealing with specific matters. The Secretariat is the link between the two. It's the link between the national delegates and the Secretariat. This is the most important as this facilitates the data collection, which will be analyzed by the committees, and this analysis is the basis by which the Council makes the final decisions. The organization works to build a better world economy by creating a means of aggregating broader statistics to analyze different governments. This organization is the leading source of economic data. Data, as shown above, is the building block in a decision-making process. This helps to understand how a country grows, prospers, and is sometimes used as a means of comparison. The OECD works with other international organizations such as the G20, the World Bank, and other advisory bodies such as the Global Relations Secretariat. OECD stands for countries working together seeking solutions to solve global solutions. Critics, however, argue that the OECD only has member states from developed countries and that emerging developing countries are not benefiting from the OECD. Additionally, they oppose the OECD goal that states that no one solution to global problems is effective for all countries. Its innovation represents the world's largest economies working together. It also works on social issues such as migration. I have given over $100 billion every year helping developing countries, the OECD says. Critics have lost their battle as the organization has celebrated its 50th anniversary. Members and non-members alike believe that the complexity of the international trade interconnections of governments requires an equally sophisticated solution. Interaction between the national tax systems has introduced conflicts and the importance of the OECD. The OECD protects the power control from sovereign nations. One country may create contracts to benefit their country and disadvantage a less powerful country. OECD also forms a legal framework for international trading. For instance, it is legal to play off one country's system against the other. This results in having the different tax systems reflecting different results. The treatment of some transaction in one country may be more advantageous in another. OECD specifically prohibits treaty shopping. The OECD most recent project is the base erosion profit shifting. This will ensure increased reporting and transparency as a global trend. Combating BEPS, as it's called in short, by having multinationals paying their fair share of tax where their economic benefits are made from. Policies are being made to solve the problems of double taxation and tax avoidance. Globalization requires coherence of income taxation at an international level through a new model tax and treaty provisions. The OECD provides this model convention for income revenue and taxation. Taxation substance must be aligned to restore the intended tax treaty application for the intended countries. Treaty shopping, as mentioned before, is the most common treaty abuse. The role of the OECD is to realign tax policies of different governments to be according to the benefit of international standards. The treatment of the entity or transaction in the same way irrespective of the geographic location. The organization regulates country relationships to assist in this global trading. The treaty outlines the rules of engagement, and the OECD Model Convention provides a starting point for the creation of these treaties. In summary, the OECD is a global organization coordinating member countries to economic cooperation. This collaboration uses the principles of inclusivity and flexibility. Flexible enough because of the diversity of the taxation and economic structures of the different countries. There is a mutual learning. National law is created to be coherent with the goal to promote the worldwide development. The BEPS, as mentioned, is an initiative that was globally recognized as a problem to be globally resolved. Outlined in the presentation is the history of the organization, how its vision and objectives are accomplished based on the collaborative structure. The organization ensures economic cooperation and development on an international level. Thank you for listening.